To the conversation, Florida Republican Congressman Byron Donalds, who's on the House Oversight Committee, and Greg Steube, who's on the House Intelligence Committee. Gentlemen, thank you very much for being with us. Congressman Donalds, let's start with you. What's your reaction to what happened last night, and what are you thinking about the days ahead?
My reaction is simple. The president has been saying for quite some time he wanted peace. The Ayatollahs were stonewalling, which they've been doing really for 40 years. This is not a new thing. They've been doing that for a long time. And they tried to call the president's bluff, and he wasn't bluffing. At the end of the day, he's been very clear. Iran is not going to have nuclear weapons. They are a terrorist regime. Everybody knows that. And you simply cannot take that chance. So he told them, let's negotiate or else. They decided not to negotiate, so or else.
So President Trump last night, Congressman Steube, when he was talking about the aftermath of the attack, pointed to the fact that Iran has been killing Americans for a long time, particularly in Iraq with those explosively formed penetrators. As a member of the JAG Corps, you were in Iraq, part of Operation Iraqi Freedom. Well, what's your thought about the fact that the president really punched the Iranian nuclear program in the nose very hard?
Yeah, what's interesting about this is Democrats are saying the Iranians haven't done anything, and they've killed over 600 of our service members. In Trump's first term, and they took out Soleimani because he was the mastermind behind all of the explosive devices that killed, maimed, and injured a lot of our service members in Iraq and Afghanistan, specifically Iraq. So over 600 service members have died as a result of the hands of Iranian proxies. That's not to mention the effect of Hamas and Hezbollah on Israel. Iran is the largest state sponsor of terror. So for the president to make this decision, I think is a very strong fitting of strong strength from the White House, that America's not going to put up with you being the state sponsor of terror in the world. The president wants peace. And taking out those nuclear sites will get us peace in the Middle East.
So we're hearing a lot from Democrats saying the president didn't go to Congress. I mean, why would he go to Congress? The operational security around this was airtight. You start telling all sorts of people in Congress, and it's bound to leak out. But it's not just Democrats who are making noise about this. It's a couple of Republicans as well. This is Ro Khanna, who tweeted this out. Trump struck Iran without any authorization of Congress. We need to immediately return to D.C. and vote on Congressman Thomas Massie, Republican from Kentucky, and my War Powers resolution to prevent America from being dragged into another endless Middle East war. Congressman Donalds, do you have any concern that we'll be dragged into another Middle East war?
No, I really don't. Knowing the president, his stance on this, and the team around him, the last thing we want is another long-term engagement like Iraq or Afghanistan. Let's be clear. The reason why those conflicts lasted so long is because previous administrations decided that we were going to inject Western constitutional democracy in Iraq or Afghanistan. That is not what the president is trying to do here, not whatsoever. And I do agree with the fact that they did not come to Congress because, let's be clear, members of Congress leak all the time. We have meetings where stuff in meetings get leaked to the press. So I think it was the right decision for them to keep this airtight, to carry out the mission that saved American lives, saved those pilots' lives, kept them safe while they were on that dangerous mission. So I commend the president and his team and their actions.
We want to bring Sandra in. Sandra?
Yeah, Congressman Steube, if I could jump in here, what are you hearing with your colleagues in Congress as our Chad Pergram is reporting that while there is bipartisan, applause for what has been done here by President Trump, there are some pushing back saying it's unconstitutional and they're going to try to prevent any further action on the part of this administration. To them, you say what?
To them, I say they need to go back to, or maybe even go to law school, because what President Trump has done here is absolutely constitutional. He has the authority to protect our service members, to be able to take military action when he deems authorized under the U.S. Constitution. You don't have to get a declaration of war to protect our service members in or around the region. The president has stated publicly that he believed that they were had the capability of nuclear weapons. We have bases, and I'm not going to go into specifics, but all over the region that would be suspect to being attacked. He absolutely has the constitutional authority as president of the United States to do what he did today, and anything otherwise is just not being factual.
So where do you think all of this goes from here, Congressman Steube?
I don't see Congress taking any action whatsoever to try to limit President Trump's war powers. They wouldn't have the votes for that in the House. So I think what you're going to see is an administration that's going to monitor now the Iranian response to this. They have been very clear that if the Iranians try to attack our service members in the region, we are going to respond. The United States military is going to respond. So I hope they don't decide to do that. But if past history shows us anything, the Iranians are going to try to retaliate. And if they do, based on what President Trump said, they will be met with a very swift response.
And Congressman Donalds, if you could just finish up with a few seconds left here, what's your response to any suggestion from Iran that they are seeking to retaliate after this?
In short, that would be foolish. We have a significant advantage when it comes to military capability. Everybody knows that. At the end of the day, the president wants peace. He wants to negotiate, but there was not going to be any negotiations around a nuclear program where they've already enriched uranium to 60%, which doesn't take you much to get to weapons grade and then to put that on the tip of missiles. We're just not going to go there. So we can have peace. It can be negotiated, but it's not going to be with the Iranians getting now into a tit for tat with the United States. It's simply not going to work out for them. They should choose peace. That will be in the best interest of the Iranian people.
Well, let's hope they come to their senses. Congressman Donalds, Congressman Stubbe, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it.
All right, we